Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the Muscatine Today Show. I'm so glad that you guys are here joining us. We have some amazing guests to talk about tons of things happening in our community, plus tons of events happening this weekend that you guys all need to know about. You are going to have a weekend full of things to do in Muscatine, so don't miss out on today's show. I want to start by saying thank you to all of our great sponsors. Those sponsors include R7 Reclaimed up in Grandview, Iowa, Impact Life Blood Center, also Lutheran Living. We love Lutheran Living. I love when they're on the show to share all of the fun things they do out there with the residents. Also our friends at CBI and Toyota of Muscatine. We love Impact Athletic Performance, and when they come on the show to share us, all of the brilliant information that they have about nutrition and how we can be a healthier us through that nutrition, the well-being, the coaching that they have. Suntan City Muscatine, also Unity Point Health Trinity Muscatine, and of course Hy-Vee, the Market Grill Express Studios. They just loan us their Market Grill to sort of set up shop every morning and bring you the show. So we are excited to bring you today's show. I have a few guests with me right off the bat. So we have Jamie from the Community Foundation, Stephanie and Kim are kind of representing the Healthy Hometowns Muscatine Diabetes Program or project, sorry. And we're here to really focus in on this project that you guys have been working on, this initiative that you guys have been working on for quite some time now. We're kind of entering into a new phase, if you will, of that project, and they're here to kind of talk about that. And it's exciting because we really are working on being a healthier hometown and what that means. And it's we talked about this last time. We all were familiar with like blue zones and what that meant in our community. And this is kind of a similar project to that, like just trying to be a healthier us, trying to use the resources that we have available in the community and kind of joining together to use those resources and teaming up to kind of be healthier in our hometown. And so it's fun when you guys come on, and I'm excited to hear about kind of that next phase of the project and what kind of new things will be coming. So tell us how things have been going and tell us what new things will be coming and what we can expect with this project.
Okay. Well, thanks for having us today. We are glad to be here. And last time I was here with Mel from the Y, and we were kicking off our Employers Wellness Challenge. Yep. We're actually just finishing up the second quarter of that. I don't know who won the second quarter yet.
Who won the first quarter?
The first quarter, the Y actually won in the larger employer category. Rule and Rule won in the middle-sized category, and the small employee category was the Iowa Extension Office.
Cool.
So, it was a lot of fun, and everybody's been bugging me to get going on the third quarter. So yesterday I got all of that information out. And what we're doing now is the actual steering committee of the Healthy Hometown Group has been on a bit of a hiatus due to all of the COVID things going on, and we kind of public health got kind of pulled in different directions, and they are a key part of our group. And so we're regrouping, and one of the factors of Healthy Hometown is having a master plan, and in the 3 core categories under Healthy Hometown, which are Eat Well, Move More, Feel Better. Mm-hmm. And so we're going to update our statistics and see where we need to focus and re-coordinate our master plan as we get going again.
So remind us what the focus was so far, the 3 focuses, and how that might change, I guess. What were the 3 focuses this time? I might be putting you on the spot here.
No, that's okay. A couple of them in the Move More category was completing some of the trail projects in town. The West End Trail, or the West Side Trail on Hauser Street, was part of that. It was kind of already in the works. the Healthy Hometown group, helps
it's
try
like
to support,
getting that, getting
that.
that finished.
The Second Street Streetscape project. A lot of those things are part of the Move More, making walkability in the community easier for people to access the bike trails and the walking trails and get out and move. We also, Kim especially, has been really focused on trying to help find some healthy food options for the South End. There's no grocery store in the South End of town anymore.
Yes.
And so finding fresh...
What is up with that?
Yeah, so finding fresh produce and healthy food options can be a challenge, especially if, you only need one or two things and you don't want to drive across town, because you need celery or something. I don't know.
Right.
But and then in the Feel Better category, we were working on some nicotine reduction things. And do you remember what else?
I think that's about all. I mean, I know we were looking at some policies as well, is how do we implement some policies in the sense of, if something's going on, how do we get something healthier there?
Sure.
The Muscatine Blue Zones project was great in getting awareness around that.
Yep.
And we have a number of restaurants that have those healthy options for people that come in that may, have a sodium restricted diet or live with diabetes or another chronic disease. What can they eat that is healthier? And so working with that still is key. Again, Salvation Army has been wonderful in the South End with doing some free produce days. I know they did a number of those last year, and I think they just did one a couple of weeks ago. So again, it's getting that awareness out, especially South End. We really need to look at some options down there for those residents that live there.
Yeah, and I was talking to Greg, and he actually mentioned that those free produce days it's for anyone, because he knows that it's hard to get produce, whether no matter what your income is. It can be hard. Transportation can be the only issue for you, and regardless of your income, maybe transportation's the issue, and so he doesn't ask questions about those, and so it's just free produce because he wants to make sure that to kind of fix that issue. But there is literally no grocery stores down there.
And we've also been looking at community gardens, because community gardens really took off during Blue Zones project. How can we implement those again? And again, that meets the need if we don't have some of the fresh produce for people. Looking at the community garden space, and I know they were looking at possibly places downtown as well. You don't think of urban gardens, but that would be something that we could put into the downtown area as well.
Yeah, I wonder even like some of those stands that you see. I know it would only be for like those summertime, when you see like, Stouts Market and some of those pop-up stands and stuff. I mean, can some of those be in South End? I don't know. Like, shout out Stouts Market. Could we get one of those in South End somewhere so people could purchase those, especially with the construction. It's even harder to get to the downtown Hy-Vee and things like that. It's crazy. It's crazy down there. And it's going to be great when that's all completed, but holy cow, if you lived in South End and didn't have good transportation, it would be just a nightmare to get to somewhere that you could get that good healthy food. So
hopefully with the Grandview Corridor project underway, and once as it nears completion, that will hopefully grow some of that shopping and retail opportunities down there.
Maybe it will bring in some of those.
Hopeful for that.
Maybe I think it's going to make it look nice down there, and maybe bring in some of those people who might want to start a business, and hopefully
provide some
let's get those people down there, because even living in Fruitland, it's like if you want to go shopping, you go all the way into town, even if it's just you forgot something simple like celery. It's like you're going all the way into town if you forgot that. It doesn't
I just
matter.
Thought of that because that's the one I never have when I need it.
It's one of those things that it's like you don't just keep it on the shelf because it goes bad, but it's like you forgot that. You're going all the way into town. It doesn't matter. You're coming to Hy-Vee. So. Which we love Hy-Vee, but it'd be nice to have that option. Maybe Matt can open something in in South End. So,
we have a number of convenience stores, and they do meet the need, but the healthy items aren't there.
Yep.
And so really looking at those options of a grocery store is a real specific need in that area. So,
have you seen that really cool Hy-Vee gas station convenience store that's up in the Quad Cities? I don't know, Matt. Maybe we could get one of those even down in South End. They have a lot of healthy options. I actually grabbed like this super yummy salad when I was up there like a couple weeks ago. They have like a whole, it's practically a grocery store.
Yeah, they are very nice.
That one, it's like, is it off Kimberly? I don't know the streets up there. I just know where to shop. Like my car just drives wherever I need to go. But anyways, back to healthy hometowns initiatives. We're just solving like one problem where we're gonna shop. But it's a great initiative. It sounds like people were excited about winning. Well, everybody wants to win. We love the competition of being healthier in our workplaces, it sounds like, and getting started with Q3. So tell us again some of those key people who are on the steering committee and getting those people back together. What's the key to getting those people back? I mean, obviously COVID's kind of calming down and you can get kind of together again as a group. That helps.
Yeah, we're actually working on scheduling a meeting right now. Coordinating times is always a challenge, but we'll get a time figured out. Kim is part of that group. The city has several representatives on the committee from different departments, including the Community Development Department, Parks and Recreation, and the administration. The city administrator sits on that, and as well as me. The Y participates. Public Health has Christy Roby Williams that participates, and Dr. Meharry's been part of our group. The Chamber has been a part of the group, and am I forgetting anybody?
I think you've got everybody. Yeah.
So it's a great core starting group, but that we are looking for anybody else that's interested. Community Foundation has expressed some interest in participating. I did a presentation yesterday. There's some other organizations in town that are interested in partnering with us. So I'm hoping for some growth and some momentum, and we're excited to get things moving again.
Yeah. So Jamie had sent over kind of a huge PowerPoint of all this great information, and we kind of picked out a few slides, but it's important to sort of get out some of that branding and that stuff that you might start seeing out in the community, because that was, I know, being part of that group with Blue Zones, like that was part of the battle, was getting out that that branding and what to look for with like now Healthy Hometowns initiative, and like what do people look for and get excited to see, and what kind of stuff can you look forward to seeing, the information, and that information that you can trust, you know, from a group of people who are doing the research, and just a lot of information is out there, and so this is information you can trust. And so I think we should show at least some of these slides, and I think Jess is pulling them up as we talk, but we talked about the gardens already a little bit, and we have amazing trails in town, and these are all things that we can utilize, and things that I think we already have a great start on with the Healthy Hometown initiatives. But like, what are the things that we need to work on?
Well, one of the things, Kim can probably speak to that a little bit better than I can, but one of the things that we are doing as we recap or regroup and update our master plan is to look at the current statistics and what are the needs in the community, what are the health factors that are affecting you know, healthy lifestyles and longevity and those things. So, and Kim can probably touch on those better than me.
And I know the Community Health Needs Assessment is probably in progress right now, because they're getting ready to do another one. One was held in 2018, and the adult obesity prevalence in Muscatine County is at 49.2%, and the diabetes prevalence is at 17.9%. And Iowa's adult prevalence for for obesity is 32%. and the diabetes is 9.3. So you can tell that Muscatine County does have a higher percentage there, and a lot of opportunity for us to help the residents make some healthier choices, be able to steer them toward programs within our community. Like Stephanie said, we have amazing trails. The city has done an amazing job in the infrastructure on that. It's just getting the information out to people. If you happen to drive by the trails, you see a lot of people walking, you know, walking their dogs or riding bikes or just walking themselves on the riverfront. And we just need to really promote that in Muscatine of what we've done and gear people towards that.
I think that people don't realize, like, I think they know that we have trails. We talk about it all the time, but people are shocked when I talk about, like, oh, well, you know, we get on the trail clear down by my house in Fruitland and we go all the way into town. Sometimes we'll have lunch somewhere downtown and we'll go all the way out to Weed Park, all the way out to like our old house that we had on Sweetland Road. Like, it goes literally all the way through town. Plus now, like, you can go all the way out to Kent Stein. There's a great, I mean, you guys talked about, you know, that, what's it called? West Trail Corridor, or whatever they call it. I'm sorry. Again, don't know the names, but I ride on all these trails.
The west side of town.
Don't ever call me when I'm on a bike ride and ask me where I'm at, because I have zero clue. I'm just like, I'm by this.
That trail.
I don't have any directional. I'm like, west? I don't know. Jason's like, no, we're going north. He gets so mad at me.
That trail actually goes all the way down
directional
to
skills.
Deep Lakes Park.
Yes, that's where, we go to Deep Lakes all the time, and that's where we kind of get on the trail. And it's crazy. You can go so many places. It's beautiful down there. And I don't think people realize it is all connected. And you can go on an awesome bike ride or awesome walk if you like that.
There are trail maps available in Parks and Rec if you if you're not sure where. Some of the trails you have to get on city streets to connect to the next piece of it, but they are marked out and they are pretty user friendly. So.
And I do think that people are getting more and more used to those intersections and being more cautious of, like, bikers and stuff like that in town. Like, I think they're getting more used to that. I've noticed in the last couple of years that you don't have to, I mean, you always have to be careful, but you do see people being more aware of bikers, and I think because of all the trails and more people using them, you see people, you know, using more caution who are driving as well on those crossings. But always use a lot of caution, but still, it's nice to see drivers.
It is, and there are some more trail projects in the works. So they're working on a trail somewhere out along the 61 corridor, Walmart Farm and Fleet area. That's still in the very beginning planning stages, but there is some more activity to, you know, connect trails.
That'd be great for people, again, for shopping and, like, you know, if they need to come get groceries and maybe they don't have the transportation but can hop on a bike and use a trail to
that area of town
get out
is
here.
definitely not walker friendly or biker friendly.
When I see people on bikes or walking on the side of the bypass or something, I'm like, oh my gosh. But yes, that would be a great place for trails and stuff.
But Kevin at the city also is part of the trails committee that the city has, and he was sharing. He's actually on the Healthy Hometown Committee, and he was sharing about some of the interactive displays that they may put on the trails as well to get more people wanting to walk the trails with their families and do interactive things. So I know that's in the works as well too. So
very
that
cool.
would be fun. You know, like if you're walking, do you play hopscotch or do you look for certain colors or something like that? So
keep the kiddos busy and intrigued with the walk. They get bored easily.
And have fun. You know, and it's all about getting out and being active and having fun with your families and stuff. So.
Yeah, and you talked about, like, the obesity and stuff, and it's crazy to think about this, but I've been doing the program with Impact, and I was so, like, shocked at some of my numbers. Like, I mean, I knew that I was overweight, I knew that I hadn't really been exercising since all my cancer crap, as I call it, and, you know, so I knew that I was unhealthy, I knew that, but like this last time, I'm finally in like the whatever, like the non-obese range, and we like did this celebration. But it's crazy how some small changes can really get you out of that category. So they are changes that you can make, and you can get out of that category. And even for the diabetes, you know, you can make those changes, and it can happen. Like, so I know for a lot of people, it's like, oh, well, I'll always be in this place, and that's kind of a mindset that some people get in, and it's hard to not see that. You see that number, you see that you're in this category, and it's frustrating and hard to see, but you can do the work and make small changes, and it's fun to be a part of a group, and so maybe this is just the thing that we need. Yeah,
I think that one of the things we talked about when I was here before about the employers group, the wellness challenge, was that you can make a lot of small changes, and wellness and fitness and all and being healthy is a journey, you know, and we're all start in different places, but sometimes, you know, we go on a diet and it's overwhelming because you're trying to change everything you're doing all at once, and it's not sustainable. But if you start with the little things, go outside and play with your kids for a little while, take a walk, go down to the splash pad and splash around, and just get out and move, you know, add a few healthy foods here and there, and gradually your lifestyle changes, and it becomes easier to do. And I think that's one of the things I like about the healthy hometown concept is it's you know, eat well, move more, feel better. It isn't change your whole world.
So, and it's crazy. Those small changes can change your whole world, though. You know, it can really make a big difference. And once you start making those changes, you start feeling better, and then you want to move more and more and more and more. And so it is amazing. And I think together, as a group and as this initiative, we can really make some really big changes, and especially as we get those, you know, the corporations and the restaurants and everybody kind of back together again. I think with Blue Zones we did it. I mean, look at how many people kind of got involved with that and kind of jumped on board. Well, let's everybody jump back on board again, and you know. Keep it going.
Great. And anybody that's interested in participating is welcome to contact me at City Hall. They get in touch with Kim. Feel free to contact Jamie and the Community Foundation, and they can send you in the right direction. But you know, we can use all the help we can get, and everybody has different areas of strength and expertise that we can.
A different perspective is always great.
Absolutely.
And this is, you know, the people live in Muscatine. They have a say, and they need to, you know, be able to be that voice to make differences and stuff like that. So Muscatine, like I said, it's done amazing stuff with the trails and everything, and we just need to celebrate all what's been done, and to help our residents with programs, activities, that types of stuff. So
for sure. I think this is great. I love that the people who are already involved and the different companies that are already involved in those challenges are excited. I hope, so can companies still get involved in that aspect?
Absolutely.
Even though you've already started with Q3 is coming up, right?
Yeah, Q3 is just starting, so anybody that would like to jump in can send me an email, give me a call at City Hall, and I can send them the link to register and all the information. And it's really, cool. Just a check-off piece of paper you give your employees, and they check off the activities as they do them and turn in at the end of the quarter the number of participants. So it's super easy.
And they've already done 2 quarters of this, and people are having fun, and they're having successes and winners, and everybody loves a little healthy competition. So that's always encouraging. And you don't even have to win anything. It's just that healthy competition that makes you just want to do these things. So,
and the more, you know, within your organization, the more people that do it, the more it rubs off on others, and they start to participate. So it can really build a lot of momentum.
I think it builds a lot of just like within your company too. I mean, you see people who are like, hey, let's go for a walk on our break. And I mean, so it does build some camaraderie within your organization and stuff. And we all need that right now, is kind of rebuilding those relationships and stuff. We've all been separate for so long. Yes. It's like rebuilding that again, and getting together for those walks on breaks, and going out for a healthy lunch maybe, or whatever it is. So.
Yeah. And in the challenges, we've really tried to put some things in there that encourage people to explore the community a little bit.
Yep.
And find things that maybe they didn't know. Like this time one of them is, take a swim or play in the water. So check out the aquatic center, go to Deep Lakes Park and swim, go to the splash pad and swim. So we've tried to put things in there that let people know what resources are out there and what things there are to do that they might not be aware of, which just made me think of next time I'm going to add disc golf.
Yes.
I just thought of that. We have a disc golf course at Fuller Park. So.
Yeah. Yeah. It amazes me the people that don't even know about Deep Lakes yet. Mm-hmm. And it's an amazing place to go. I love it. It's a beautiful park. It's an awesome little beach to take the kids to, or you can just go yourself during the week, maybe take a day off and sit there.
And kayak, paddleboard.
Yep.
It's a really nice park.
Yes, it is. So if you didn't know about it, check it out. It is very nice. Now they have cabins, all sorts of stuff. So yeah, we have a lot of great resources, and I love that you're including that in the challenges, especially for maybe people who just moved here. Maybe they, got a job and they're not from here. They're transplants. I heard somebody say that on the show, that they were a transplant, a Muscatine transplant. I'm like, oh, well, that's a fun term. They're transplanted here, but once you come, you don't ever want to leave Muscatine. So. Thank you guys so much for coming and for being a part of this initiative. It is important, and well-being includes so much more than just what you put in your mouth and how much you move your feet. It is way more than that, and I love that you guys are including that and wow, I can't speak, in the initiative. So it's very cool. This does kind of include a little bit of everything with well-being. So if you want more information, contact Stephanie, or you can call the Community Foundation, or whoever, one of these great ladies, and they will get you on the right track to be involved, whether it's on the steering committee or if you want to get your company involved in the challenge, however you want to be involved. I encourage you to do that. It's a lot of fun, and I don't know, maybe I can get Chris to sign up Pearl City Media. What do you guys think? Sounds fine? I can't see Jess's, okay, she gives me the thumbs up. So they love it when I sign us up for stuff on live TV.
I will make sure you get the information.
Awesome, sweet. All right, guys, we're gonna go to a quick, just kidding, wait. We have a game to play first.
Ooh.
Do you guys like games?
Of course.
Of course. Okay.
Lucky
so we've
Jamie.
never actually played this game. So CBI and Toyota Muscatine are two of our sponsors, and they like games too. Oh, I shouldn't actually. I'll do it for everybody then, because I did it for you. I started it for you. So they really like games. The people at you can pass it down. So this game. And I've learned a few things since we started playing this game with people. We have some cheaters out in the community. I learned that. No. So, we're gonna see who can get to the bottom of the Kleenex box first, okay? You have to do it like one Kleenex at a time, okay? So you're gonna, like this.
Oh, so you can use two hands?
You can use two hands and pull. But you can't like reach in and try to pull the whole thing out. We've had people do that. I'm not calling anybody out, but it might have been Charity from Crossroads. Yeah. No, it was very smart of her. Mm-hmm. But, you do have to pull it like one at a time. We'll see who can get to the bottom of the Kleenex box first. Okay?
All right.
On your marks, get set, go. on a roll.
Oh.
Look at you. Good job. Give me a high five for the win.
Did we have equal number of Kleenex? I'm just wondering.
They were brand new. I mean, unless.
How close were you?
There's a lot left in there.
There's a lot left in there. She really got on like a roll there.
Yeah. I found one-handed was much easier.
Yeah.
She was like holding. She got on like this. She was on it. Very fun. Okay, now we can actually go to our commercial break. These are some of our great sponsors of the show, and we want to highlight some of them now. And when we come back, John is going to talk to us a little bit about his mission trip that he went on, where he did some yoga and some other things. So I'm excited to talk to him about his mission trip and what he did out in the community to kind of highlight Muscatine and kind of beyond. So we'll be right back in just a few minutes.
We just don't work out in a single plane of motion.
Attention! This is an important message for all you grown-ups. Get the COVID vaccine. I miss my friends. This is the end of the message. I'm back. Not so fast. You can't return to a regular program yet. Not until you get the COVID vaccine. This for real is the end of my message. Safe care, your way. Unity Point Health. Know how much you matter to this world.
All right, so that was fun. Jamie from Community Foundation, she's the winner. So kudos to her. She has some Kleenex skills. So if she ever gets a cold or anything, or if you ever get a cold, you might want to call her. She can help you out with her skills. A few other things I want to mention. Today is the first day of the Hy-Vee meat truckload sale. So that starts today. Come in, grab your groceries and stuff, and then head out to the truck out in the parking lot here at Hy-Vee, and they have a ton of great deals. I think Jess has pulled up that flyer maybe for us to see some of those deals, but there are all these deals and so many more, and that will go until the truck is gone. So it's kind of, it is today, tomorrow, and the 10th, but once it's gone, it's gone. So there's only so much meat, folks. It is from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. And like I said, it is a 3-day sale, but once it's gone, it's gone. So lots of really great deals. $2.99 ground beef. Tons of really good deals. The other thing, frozen burger patties. Oh my gosh, case for $17. Lots of good deals. So come out and get your groceries this weekend, and also head out to the truck and get some of those great deals to kind of stock up. I have our next guest. So John emailed me and told me that he went on a pretty cool trip, a mission trip, and he's here to tell us all about that. So one of John's passions is yoga.
Yeah.
And you share yoga, I mean, I see it. You share it all over with people of all ages. And I love that. I love that you share it with people of all ages and you want to encourage everyone to do it. It's very cool. He's here, and now you're sharing it all over the world, not even just in Muscatine.
This is true.
This is true.
This is true.
Very cool. So tell us where you went on this mission trip.
Whoops.
He's throwing his mic. Mic drop. He's like, yep, that's my story. Mic drop.
I know how to do these. Don't do that with the microphone. Okay.
So where did you go?
First, this is July. I'm starting my 6th year as the Y yoga teacher for here in Muscatine.
Yep.
I'm going to tell you a brief story about what happened and how this all developed. Try not to trip on the microphone cord.
Okay.
So while we're doing that. But the Kleenex, that's a hard act to follow.
I know, it's fun, huh? Next time you can play the game if you want. We can go against each other.
During the pandemic, I'm going to tell you a little history of how this all started.
Yep.
I viewed some internet videos. And I've discovered a very interesting point because I study Native American history and culture on the side. It's one of my passions. I own about 20 volumes of books.
Oh, wow.
Okay. I found a video that explained problems that they're having on the reservation system with teenagers and the fact that in the reservation system in the United States, 30% of the teenagers under the age of 16 have either thought of or attempted suicide.
Oh, wow.
And because of that fact, because it was the pandemic time period, I did a little research and I was wondering, I was curious as to, number one, if any reservations have YMCAs and if any of them have ever had yoga. And the research found that in the entire state of South Dakota, in all the Native American reservations, there was one YMCA on the entire reservation system.
Wow.
And I found it in the village of Dupree, South Dakota, north and west of Pierre, state capital.
Okay.
And it's been there since the 1890s, started by Dr. Charles Eastman, one of the Lakota founders. It's rich in Lakota history. And I contacted the Y director, found their website, and asked about coming out and doing yoga workshops because I thought with the situation with the teenagers, with what it is, if we gave them some type of other encouragement to work on that would help them with their day-to-day lives, facing their day-to-day problems, we could maybe encourage, yoga as an alternative, something to help them build their source. Well, the director of the Y thought it was a wonderful idea. They had it before one time.
Okay.
And so I looked on my calendar and I found out that the week of June 20th through the 25th, I was open for that week.
Okay.
And it so happens that this summer right now, June 20th was the first week that the resident camps at the YMCA in Dupree, South Dakota were offering summer camps for the kids from the reservations in the outlying areas. So I went ahead and I applied for a grant through our church and was awarded a grant to help for the cover the expenses and traveled to South Dakota. Took 2 days to get out, 2 days to come back. Gave myself driving time.
Okay.
Then I met with a volunteer coordinator and we set up a schedule for 2 different locations, one in their main resident camp area and the other in the main Y facility in Dupree. They were about 60 miles apart. So I was driving back and forth each day, which I budgeted my time and so forth. Another thing that I was doing while I was out there, I also found out about a the Cheyenne. I was on the Cheyenne River Lakota Reservation. And like I say, this is 80 miles north and west of Pierre, South Dakota, the capital. And in Eagle Butte, where the tribal headquarters is located, they also have a Cheyenne River Youth Project. And it's a 5-acre complex They have a 4,000 square foot building with gymnasium facilities, libraries, books, that kind of activities, where the volunteers go and stay for 2 to 3 weeks at a time.
Wow.
And work throughout the year with children from the reservation area. Now, the YMCA in Dupree has a significant other job besides being a YMCA. It's also social action. The coordinator that helped me get out to Dupree and set up the yoga workshops for the kids also is in charge for the Meal on Wheels campaign. And their kitchen in the volunteer center where I stayed was the main food preparation area, and they serve 500 meals a day.
Wow.
For the outlying areas, Monday through Friday. And they have staff full-time working in the kitchens, and then volunteer staff in the summer, the kids.
Wow.
So that tells you a little bit about what I was looking for when I got out there. And once I got there, I arrived on Sunday the 20th, and I started on the 21st, and I worked for 4 days in 2 different areas, in the main camp site, the resident camp area, and then in Dupree where the building was. And I did morning and afternoon sessions, and I had 6 to 8 kids each time. Teenagers at the main camp, and then also younger kids and teen workers at the YMCA in Dupree.
Cool.
And I brought along a slide, and if your assistant over there is ready, I'll go through a slideshow. I'm going to explain.
Sure.
And I want to thank my daughter Erin, who gracefully took all my photos off my phone
very
and
cool.
made this really good slide presentation in PowerPoint for me. So, kudos to her. The first thing you're probably going to look at is the sign for the Sioux YMCA. That's on the main logo. If you go to their website and investigate it, if you ever wanted to volunteer or send donations, they have a site on their website where you can make donations. They are very, very, the area is impoverished.
Yeah.
You're on an Indian reservation. So for five nights, 4 days, I was basically in a third world country.
Yeah.
And that's life, and had to accept that. But from the sign, I want to show you the building. This is the main building in Dupree, the YMCA complex. It looks a little small. As a matter of fact, you could take this entire building complex and take it over to the Muscatine Y and put it on their main gym floor. And you'd have room to walk around the outside of the perimeter of that building.
Oh, wow.
It's that small, just the main building. And then there's another shot that I have of the back of the main building. You're going to see a little bit of a wooden deck. That's where we held the afternoon yoga sessions. And we did kids yoga back there. And to encourage kids yoga, I have this little card.
I love those cards.
And
That's
cards,
very cool.
when you talk about kids yoga, you hand a kid a yoga mat, and the first thing he wants to do is roll it up into a ball, pull it over his head, play with it, play with it. I handed him a card, and I says, if you can do this pose on that yoga mat, you can stay and we'll teach you yoga. That's how you're going to learn. And that's how we did it with the smaller kids. They'd stay for about 10 or 15 minutes. They would leave, go out, play on the playground, stuff like that. The youth that were there, the volunteers, came in circles, and we just continued through the afternoon every single day. All of the youth volunteers wanted to learn yoga. At the main camp, the resident camp, everybody wanted. I'd have 6 or 8 people. And I'm going to go back into the slideshow because I know you're kind of limited for your time.
Yeah,
But
very
from
cool.
the shot of the YMCA, you're going to see an interior shot of the volunteer center. They get volunteers from Minneapolis, Minnesota YMCAs. The complex you're looking at, there's enough bedroom space for 10 people in this building, right there. And you're looking at the commons area. And now we're going to go to the main camp. This is on the eastern shores of the Missouri River on the far east side of the Missouri River, Camp Marrowbone. They have the office, the kitchen area, everything's trucked in. They have buildings, they're rustic buildings. They have cabins for all the campers There's about 50 campers a week that come in there for
Wow.
the reservation. All of them 100% Lakota. And then on the main camp, I want to show you 2 pictures of my yoga platform. One is built on the interior you're looking up the hill, because the camp is built on a hillside. And you actually had my tote of yoga mats that I took from the Y here in Muscatine, carried them up the hill. We put them on the platform. Size-wise, you're looking at it, you're thinking, okay, how many people can go there? I could put 8 yoga mats on this platform if you're looking from the top view. And it has different paintings that were all put on there, Native American paintings, horse, buffalo, eagle, all that, to go with the culture. And then from the main camp, we're going to change sites. The next slide, slide number 12, we're going to see the Cheyenne River Youth Project main sign. This is in Eagle Butte, the tribal headquarters. The village about 1,300. Dupree, where I was at, was 525. They have 15,900 registered members of the Cheyenne River Reservation.
Wow.
The main purpose of the Cheyenne River Youth Project, work with kids, get volunteers in. I have the contact information for the volunteer coordinator, and we're going to look at the main building and the garden. Okay, we're doing good. And main building and garden. The garden area, they teach kids how to connect earth and nature. It's one of the Lakota have got a cultural training where they learn how to connect land and water. That's why I thought yoga would be good for Lakota children, because you connect mind, body, breath, and there's a connection point in the philosophies. That was the reason. That's why I thought they'd tie in. And from the garden, you're going to go to the divinity statue. This is a beautiful monument that's built right on the shores of the Missouri River in Chamberlain, South Dakota. You see this from the interstate. Big welcome center. Going into the next slide, you're going to see a Lakota names. It's a map. In the volunteer center where I stayed, they have a map that shows the original boundaries of the 1868 Lakota Great Sioux Reservation. All of the names of all the village sites and everything are written in the Lakota language with a little English subtitle. So that's a close-up shot that I brought back. And then the next shot, we're going to go into the interior of the Chamberlain, South Dakota. This is the AKA Lakota Cultural Center. I wanted to get into the Cultural Center in Eagle Butte, and I also wanted to get a little bit more into the Cheyenne River Youth Project complex, but because of the intensity and the level of the COVID issue, they have not reopened. So I couldn't get in and talk to the directors of the different areas, Lakota's, the cultural centers. So I had to come back on 4 days instead of 5 days. But that's in a nutshell the project, and it was supported through a grant from our church. The Y helped me take yoga.
What church is it that you attend?
Pardon?
Your church?
Faith United Church of Christ here in Muscatine.
Awesome. Very cool. I'm so grateful that your church and our local Y was so willing to, you know, assist you in getting there. And so what was the overall, I guess my question would be like, what was the overall, I guess, feeling you got from the kids and the adults about yoga? And I mean, were they really excited to, I mean, you said the kids enjoyed it.
The kids enjoyed it. I left, one of my favorite sites that I recommend for people that are interested in yoga is yogajournal.com. And three of the teenage workers that worked for the Y in Dupree, I left them that information. Now 2 of them one owns a yoga mat already, and the others already had experience with yin yoga.
Yep.
So they had previous experience. Nobody else. The average attendance at the day camp, the sites you saw,
Yeah.
there was 6 to 8, and none of them had ever had yoga before. I asked them if they had yoga or any kind of PE class like that in their schools. They don't.
Yeah.
So it's all new to them, and I never had a day where there were not people there, especially the kids.
Yep.
Which is great, because that made the whole thing worthwhile, to have people that actually came.
Yep.
They wanted to do yoga morning and afternoon. I found out the information. Unfortunately, I couldn't get into the buildings.
Yeah.
But I can bring that back now, and I can tell other churches, other groups that would be interested in having volunteers go out, if they were interested in that kind of a project.
Yeah, and so if there are other people watching that are interested in going and volunteering at this site, you have that information. How would they get in contact with you to be able to get that?
They can.
Is there an email or something we can maybe put in the comments section for them?
Elshoff, all one word.
Okay.
At hotmail.com.
All right.
And my cell phone number is 563-554-7355.
Okay.
And I have the Cheyenne River Youth Project director, youth volunteer coordinator, director information, address, phone number, as well as the
cool
Dupree YMCA, if anybody wants to know any information about that. I am also going to be doing a lecture series, a little more. I'm waiting for pictures to come back. I have 2 rolls of film. Put them on poster boards just like you saw in high school graduations. And I want to do a presentation, probably be about the same length, about 20 minutes to a half hour. And then one more thing I'm going to throw in about yoga real quick, because this weekend we're going to have Fruitland is having the barbecue and the fundraiser for the fire department. Emerald Shea Yoga will be down there. We're doing yoga at 8 o'clock in Drake Park. In the event of rain, come over to the community center.
Yeah, awesome, for sure.
So we're all around the area.
Speaking of that, Fruitland has a ton of events happening this weekend. I talked to you guys about the 3-on-3 basketball tournament that we were doing. That got postponed due to rain. So we postponed that to this weekend. So that will be on Saturday. You can sign up the day of if you would like, if you're still interested. Any of those teams that are already signed up, that is postponed and will be tomorrow. Or, sorry, not tomorrow. I am so screwed up on days. I am like, Thursday. I know, I am all screwed up. I was thinking it was Wednesday, now apparently it's Friday. Anyways.
The 4th of July has done this.
I know. So Saturday is the day for the 3-on-3 basketball tournament. Yoga before that. So you guys the teams can come do some yoga, get all stretched out and feeling good before they play in the tournament. Blues and barbecue for the fire department. There are tons of things happening in Fruitland. So I hope you guys will all come and hang out with us in Fruitland.
Ernie Peniston.
Yes, Ernie Peniston. Yep, Spoonbills are right before them from 3 to 5:30. There's going to be a rib cook-off at the fire department. Water wars between some of the fire departments. That'll be fun to watch. I heard there's a giant water slide for the kids to play on at the fire department throughout the day. Food vendors, beer tent, 50-50. We'll have a concession stand at the park. I mean, there's going to be a ton of stuff going on all throughout the day, both at the park and at that Blues and Barbecue Fest. Plus, you get to do some yoga before all that at the park too. So, or if it rains, it's not going to rain though. I've decided.
It's like our ball games. We don't like to have rain in the ball games.
Yes, it's not going to rain again. But if it does, still, we've got tons of tents for that Blues and Barbecue, and you can go over to the community center for the yoga. But lots of great stuff happening. Also, a reminder that the Muscatine City Golf Tournament is happening this weekend as well. So if you're signed up for that, or if you want to get signed up, you can contact the Muscatine Golf Course. That's sponsored by Bogey Motors. Lots of great prizes for that as well. So tons tons of things happening in Muscatine this weekend for you all to do. So you cannot say that there's nothing to do in Muscatine this weekend for sure. So thank you guys so much for joining us on the show. Thank you for coming on and talking to us about your experience. So cool to have that experience. Let us know when you schedule that, the longer version of this, so that I can let everybody know if they want to come and find out more information.
I'm looking at some meeting rooms at the public library, down here at Muscle Library.
Perfect.
Once I get the film back.
Perfect.
It's funny to, turn in 2 rolls of film and they say it'll come back in 2 to 3 weeks because they're running out of paper to print pictures on.
The things that they're running out of.
Yeah, I mean, otherwise I would have had it already.
Yeah, normally you have that stuff back in like a couple hours or something, or who knows. But I will let you know when he's got that film back and can go and look at all those cool pictures. I'm sure they're amazing to see all of those. So thank you guys for joining us on the show today. I will see you tomorrow for another great show, a bunch more information about great things happening in Muscatine. But until then, remember that kindness is free. So spread that stuff wherever you go.
Hello, I'm Tennille with R7 Reclaimed, located in Grandview, Iowa. We mix old and new goods together so that you can find the story of your home. When you get here, you will find a mix of old and new goods that are put together so seamlessly you won't even be able to tell which is which. And not only that, it's going to speak to you and your home. We are worth the road trip. We call it the R7 road trip. So punch in 337 Cemetery Lane, Grandview, Iowa into that GPS and make the road trip.